Motivation is for boys. It's candy for the weak, sweet in the moment, worthless when the fight starts. Boys sit around waiting for fire to magically spark in their chest. They watch videos, pump music, chase hype, and call it strength. But when the alarm screams at 5 a.m., when the barbell feels like stone, when life swings a hammer to their skull, they fold. Because boys live off feelings, men live off orders. A real man doesn't wait to feel ready. He moves because God gave him a mission. He obeys when it hurts. He shows up when every cell in his body begs him to quit. Motivation shatters the second resistance shows up. Discipline doesn't break. It breaks you until you're forged in steel. And here's the line. If you live by motivation, you'll die a boy. If you live by discipline, you'll rise a man. Comfort is not your friend. It's your assassin. Every time you hit snooze, scroll, or sink into the couch, you're digging your own grave with a smile on your face. That softness you cling to, that's not rest. It's rot. It's boyhood in a grown man's body. Boys run to comfort like pigs to slop, stuffing their mouths, numbing their minds, praying no one notices they're wasting their lives. Men don't. Men spit on comfort because they know it's the silent killer of kingdoms, families, and souls. The devil doesn't need chains for most men. He just gives them Wi-Fi, fast food, and porn, and they gladly kneel. They sell their birthright for a little dopamine hit. So hear this. If you choose comfort, you choose slavery. You'll never build, never conquer, never be respected. You'll just rot quietly while stronger men take what should have been yours. Comfort feels safe now, but in the end it will bury you alive. Motivation is smoke. It drifts. It vanishes. Discipline is fire. It burns whether you feel it or not. Boys pray for motivation. They need hype, energy, the perfect mood before they act. That's why they stay boys. Men move without permission. Men do what must be done whether their heart is in it or not. Motivation waits for feelings. Discipline obeys orders. You think warriors wake up eager to bleed? You think champions feel a rush of joy every time they suffer? Hell no. They drag their flesh into obedience because the mission doesn't care about their mood. That's why discipline builds men and motivation breeds boys. One is fragile and pathetic, the other is forged in fire. And here's the line you can't escape. If your life is built on discipline, you rise. If it's built on motivation, you rot. Inside you lives a boy and a man. One deserves death, the other deserves the crown. The boy is a coward. He scrolls for hours, hands trembling like an addict. He stuffs his face with trash, then blames his genetics. He says someday, while years slip through his weak little fingers. He's soft, emotional, fragile, a disgrace hiding in a man's body. But the man is God's design. He doesn't whine. He wages war. He doesn't ask if he feels ready. He obeys. He works when he's tired, trains when no one watches, builds when no one claps. He carries his mission like a sword and refuses to bow. Every day you choose who lives. Every excuse feeds the boy. Every act of discipline sharpens the man. And here's the line you can't dodge. One of them must die. If the boy survives, you will be nothing but a wasted name. If the man rises, hell itself won't stop you. So look in the mirror, be honest. Do you see the coward boy rotting or the godly man rising? Boys are experts in blame. They point at the government, they point at their parents, they point at the economy, anything to avoid the mirror. But here's the truth. You're broke because you're lazy. You're fat because you stuff your face with garbage. You're stuck because you refuse to move. Boys cry about fairness. Men take the hit and keep building. The boy hides behind stories. It's not my fault. The man stares at his mess and says, this is mine, and I'll fix it. Blame is the language of the weak. Ownership is the weapon of the strong. Every time you point a finger, you chain yourself deeper. Every time you own it, you take the chain off link by link. If you're still blaming, you're still a boy. But the moment you own everything, your failures, your discipline, your future, you become unstoppable. Weakness is not a quirk, it's a disease, and if you don't cut it out, it will spread until it owns you. Boys negotiate with weakness. They pet it, excuse it, Hide it like a secret pet in the basement. Men don't. Men drag weakness into the street and slit its throat. You can't manage weakness, you can't balance it. You either kill it or it kills you. The boy inside you whispers, "It's okay to rest, it's okay to skip, it's okay to stay small." That voice is not your friend. That voice is the enemy inside your chest, sharpening the knife. So stop treating weakness like a roommate. It's a traitor, and traitors aren't tolerated, they're executed. Every rep you push through, every excuse you crush, every temptation you reject, that's you putting bullets into the weak version of yourself. No mercy, no survivors. Because until you declare war on your own weakness, you will never walk in the strength God designed you to carry. Every second you waste is another shovel of dirt on your grave. Boys think they've got time. They say tomorrow, like death takes appointments. But tomorrow is a lie. It's the lullaby that rocks weak men to sleep until the grave swallows them whole. Look at the clock. That's not numbers ticking. It's your life bleeding out. You are the youngest you'll ever be right now, and every wasted day is stolen forever. One day you'll meet the man who outworked you, maybe in business, maybe in the gym, maybe in the war for your family's soul. And when that day comes, he will crush you, not because he was smarter, not because he was luckier, but because while you were jerking off to pixels, he was building. While you lived lazy and cowardly, he acted. While you slept in comfort in broad daylight like a little worm, he conquered. Time is no friend of boys. It exposes them, it humiliates them, it buries them. But men seize time like a weapon. They wring every second dry because they know the war won't wait. The clock is still ticking. The only question is, are you proving yourself a boy or a man? A boy dreams. He fantasizes about being great, about being respected, about living like a king. But when the alarm screams, when the weight hits his chest, when sacrifice demands blood, he folds. He's not a hero, he's a fraud dressed in man's skin. The man doesn't waste breath on fantasies. He bleeds them into reality. He doesn't wait for applause. He vows in the mirror and seals it with scars. He trains when he's broken. He builds when the world ignores him. He keeps swinging when hell itself begs him to stop. The boy is a parasite, eating time he doesn't deserve. The man is a weapon, forged in obedience and fire. And here's the line. If the boy survives, your life is nothing but wasted breath. If the man rises, you become what God intended, unshaken, unstoppable, feared by hell itself. God never told man to hide. He commanded man to rule, take dominion. That was the order from the beginning. So when you refuse to dominate, you're not just lazy, you're disobedient, you're spitting on your own design. This world doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't pause for your excuses. It doesn't hand respect to boys. It devours them. Life is war. Every day is a battlefield where only two kinds of men exist. Those who dominate and those who are trampled into dust. Boys wait for opportunities. Men rip them out of the world's throat with blood and discipline. Boys pray for comfort. Men carry fire. Boys shrink back. Men impose. Domination isn't pride, it's obedience. It's living the way God commanded, ruling under his authority, wielding his strength. Hesitate and you lose ground. Second guess and you bleed. Stay soft and you're devoured. You weren't made to watch. You were made to conquer, to take dominion, to stand as God's weapon against the darkness. So choose now. Impose your will or die forgotten as another boy who refused his mission. Here's the truth you can't dodge. You don't get to stay in the middle. You're either a boy chasing feelings or a man forged by discipline. If you keep protecting the boy in you, you'll die with him. Weak, average, a ghost no one remembers. The kind of man your kids won't respect. The kind of name that disappears when the dirt covers your coffin. But if you reject that boy, if you starve his excuses, crush his laziness, and silence his whining, you'll rise as the man God called you to be. A man with scars, a man with fire, a man who reflects the image of his creator. And whatever you choose today, you'll carry it into the rest of your life. If this hit you, Don't forget to show some love by liking the video. Subscribe for more unfiltered lessons like this. We are Unshackled Soul.